What's up, Film Room, and welcome to the Film Room podcast. My name's Dion,
My name is Scott.
and today, shit,
Oh no!
it's Godzilla.
Oh,
And yes, today we're doing Godzilla minus one, the 2023 film. I think it is
Yes,
2023.
Yep.
And in this episode, we will be reacting to the internet, Instagram, and Reddit. We will be getting into our deep dive conversation on the film. And then to close off the show, we have our Filmmies, which is where we give out 6 awards to the movie we just watched. But before we get into all that, we have to give our general thoughts.
General
General
thoughts.
thoughts. Scott, what did you think of Godzilla minus one?
I have never seen this movie before, and I freaking loved it, man. I expected like a pretty surface level monster movie with like some fun action, and we do get that.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it. It's in this insanely emotional anti-war drama about like courage and the value of human life. Like, this is just such a great movie with Godzilla in it. I thought it was a Godzilla movie, and it is, but it also isn't. Like, there's just the character is so great that the whole movie is just grabbing you in and making you care so much about everybody and the story that's happening. And then Godzilla comes in and out of it, but like blew me away. I was not expecting this at all. Loved it.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad that that your expectations were there too, because I was the same thing too. Because I feel like over time, the Godzilla story has gotten away from that. I think because I think I said this to you before, where I was like, oh, Godzilla is kind of like a metaphor for like the atomic bomb, and you're
Yes.
like, oh yeah, but I was like, yeah, but they got away from that so far, and then it's also kind of become like an American property. Majority of like the Godzilla movies, at least for us, like end up being like these movies that are just like in America, in New York.
Bro, that's something that like when I turned on the movie and they started speaking Japanese, I was like, oh, this is a Japanese film. I didn't even know that. I was
you didn't even know that?
Nah, I thought it was an American. Because I mean, just the whole Godzilla minus one. For one, I didn't even know what the minus one is. I actually found out later on. I'll get to that. But like, that just didn't seem. I don't know. I feel like that just title just felt American, or like the production of like the poster, and like I remember seeing like I don't know, for whatever reason, I assumed it was an American film. So like when they started speaking Japanese, and I was like, oh, that's great. Like, this is their character. I was super excited to realize that, but I thought it was American.
That's crazy. You really went in blind.
Yeah,
you
man.
really went in blind. Were you more blind for this or for Dallas Buyers Club?
I guess I was more blind for Dallas Buyers Club, because this, like, I know what Godzilla is. So like I had at least some idea. I didn't even know what the other movie was about. This one I knew it was about Godzilla wreaking havoc on Japan.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. Apparently, you didn't know that though. You did. If you didn't know it was a Japanese movie,
well, I knew it was
in English.
I figured it was going to be in Japan, but like in English, or. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. What did I expect? I just thought it was an American, because there is a Godzilla movie with like Bryan Cranston and stuff, right?
Yeah, which is actually kind of funny. Those movies came out like very close around the same time, and like the marketing for the movies, like they actually kind of collabed, which I didn't realize until doing research on this movie, where they had the director that was doing, because at that time they were already at King Kong versus Godzilla, like in America. And then in Japan, they're like, okay, we're going to do our version. So like they're actually promoting them together at the same time. Not the same studios or anything, but they're like, we might as well do this. We're both making Godzilla movies within a year of each other. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
how
maybe
you're doing your version and I'm doing my version.
I mean, I think that's a big reason too why I thought it was American, because there were all these other American Godzilla movie and monster movies around. So I just assumed this was another one of those. And I like the minus one, the fact that it wasn't just Godzilla. I didn't realize it was like a first. Like, I thought this was the sequel to Godzilla, because I think the one with Bryan Cranston is just called Godzilla. So I thought this was like the sequel to that. So I went in blind and blew my expectations out of the water. Phenomenal movie, loved it.
Yeah, no, it's a great film. This is my second time seeing it. and I loved it just as much as the first time. I was lucky enough to hear the little inklings of people talking about like, "Yo, have you seen the new?" Like, it was back when I was working like in the warehouse, and someone was like, "Yo, have you seen the new Godzilla movie?" And I was like, I don't really like. I'm not really into this. Like, no, like the Japanese one. Like, apparently, like the Japanese one's really good. Apparently, like they made it like a really low budget, and and it's just like, and I was like, and it's back to like actually being in Japan. And I was like, okay, no, let me go check it out. So I actually got to see it in IMAX, which I was like hearing those
Ooh.
roars and everything. Like, yeah, it
Oh.
was, yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I did not get to see this in IMAX, which I wish I would have been able to. That would have been phenomenal. But I mean, you talk about the low budget, like yeah, $15 million budget, and I think it won visual effects at the
It
Oscars, and
did.
like the I think Godzilla in the water, like swimming, and when like he shoots the beam and like the nuke goes off, like that stuff is amazing. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
insane.
really crazy. I think him walking around is a little it gets a little choppy, I think, at some
Mm,
points, like when he gets in the plane and he like flies him out to sea, and then like you could clearly see that it's a like the model's not really even looking at the plane, it's just kind of walking straight. So like
yeah.
some of the walking I think isn't the best, but like for the most part it's really great, and for the budget that it had, super, that's an achievement.
Oh yeah, it's insane because like the American ones are so expensive
Yeah.
because they go crazy. I mean, they're doing a lot with their CGI and the movements and stuff, and it's such a different just like type of movie in that sense. And again, it's more about like I feel like it's transitioned to like what your point of what you thought it was going to be. Those Godzilla movies have been more of like, oh, I can't wait to see this car wreck
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Godzilla, and all the characters are gonna be very baseline of like we got to stop them. There's not
Mm,
much of a plot around those characters. Like we're not really interested in those characters. It's like let's just see Godzilla wreck and let's see if the humans can defend them. But like usually we don't really care too much about these humans. They're just like put any just like The Rock could be there, just Stallone could be there, where it's
yeah.
just like just generic like I'm gonna take down the monster. But like, there's not much depth to those characters usually.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah, what I was expecting. It's like, okay, the pull of this movie is Godzilla. So you're gonna get a whole bunch of crazy action scenes of him blowing stuff up and killing people and all this stuff. And the story around that is just gonna be like, how do we stay alive until we can get to the next big Godzilla set piece? And like that's what the movie is, which is fun. Like if it's just a fun monster movie, that's fine. But this was like, nah, every character that's even a little bit involved in the story gets some sort of layer to them, some sort of explanation for why they're there or why they're making the decisions that they're doing, or who they are, what their background is. Like every single, and I got a list of all of them. We're gonna go through them all when we get
All
into
right,
the deep
perfect.
dive, dude. I The story of just how we get into, I mean, Shikshima, our main character, his story is just insane. He's just
Mhm.
going through hell the whole movie, but then there's people coming in and out, and we care about every single one of them. Anytime you get a baby involved, that immediately you care about what's going on there. It's just such great writing, and I did not expect this in the slightest. So good, so good. I'm so excited to
Yeah.
get into this, man.
That's interesting too because I mean we'll get into the family meeting in a second, but I also think it's interesting like like the timing of the movie coming out too because I don't know if you remember, well I guess because you didn't see that movie at the time, so I don't know if it was on your radar, but it came out the same year as Oppenheimer. Like Oppenheimer came out, and then a
Oh,
couple of months
true.
later this came out. It's almost like a weird double feature in itself, where it's like you seeing this side, and then and then you can go over to Japan and be like, damn, this is what the aftermath basically of what happened after Oppenheimer.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think of that, but I mean, this movie, it got delayed with COVID. I don't know if Oppenheimer did too. Probably everything got delayed
Yeah,
with
I think
COVID, but
everything did, yeah. I think
yeah,
everything got diluted.
so like that's a big reason why the director, which is
Oh,
Takashi
let me bring that.
Yamazaki,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
writer director, so he had like all this time to work on the script, and it's so tight. Like I wonder if the COVID didn't happen and it didn't get delayed, and it kind of not necessarily rushed this to production, but like, didn't have that much time to like go through it with a fine tooth comb, how different the movie would have been. I still think, you know, like he still wanted to talk about the themes that he wanted to talk about, and like had the character. I'm sure he still would have had the character death, and maybe would have been a little bit messier with some scenes. But like this movie's freaking phenomenal, and
Yeah, it's
because he had time to work on every aspect of the script, and he's just him, I guess.
he is just him. But
Yeah.
with that being said, I think it's time, Scott.
Let's do it.
Let's get into it.
I don't have
Get into the
friends.
family meeting.
I got family.
Welcome to the family meeting. Let's talk to the internet. I first want to mention in the family meeting that this movie is from our March Madness tournament. So this is where we throw out the movies on our Instagram. We get our followers to vote. And this came out of the horror thriller division. It beat Mother in the first round with 85% dominated it. Then it beat Sin City at 55%, a close one. And the fact that this movie was so great and it came close to Sin City, I haven't seen Sin City. That movie must be awesome too. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen every movie in the horror thriller category.
Okay. Not a big surprise. You're the horror thriller guy, so you should have. Then it got to the final four and it lost to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It only had 42% of the votes, so that's why we're doing it now. But yeah, pretty close. I guess people we're feeling a little more upbeat, happy kind of movie rather than a post-war, anti-war Godzilla murder movie.
But maybe they didn't know. Like you didn't know. There's probably some people that just didn't know. They're like, cool, a Godzilla movie. But then they're also like, yeah, but I like Ferris Bueller.
But those people also voted it into the final four. So shout out to the film family, man. Like the Dallas Buyers Club that got voted was a movie that I hadn't seen before. Again, knew nothing about, loved it. Now we're on to Godzilla -1. Freaking loved it. You guys are going off right now in this year's March Madness. Well done.
No, great pick. It's a great pick.
Freaking pick. So on Instagram, I asked just what do you like most about this movie? We got our boy Kobe. No relation. He said the score, but also that it's a timepiece. He says it makes the stakes higher. I feel like it, the whole World War II thing. I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%.
And the score, I mean, just the bom, 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 bom. Like that's just classic Godzilla. It's just so menacing. You don't want to. When we see Godzilla for the first time, dude, on the island, and he just bom, 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 and you're just like, oh no, they sent him out there. Go shoot him. Dude, the first time I saw him, I was like, he looks kind of small.
Yeah.
And then like we see him again later, and I was like, holy shit, he's huge. Like I didn't realize he was gonna grow. I just thought he was always gonna be a full size. So when I saw him at the first, he does work in that scene, like he's biting people and throwing them, like he's going crazy. But I was like, damn, he's actually a little bit small. I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that's just what it was gonna be, but then he got much bigger.
Once he got into Tokyo and he was walking through, I was like, oh my goodness. He's just gotten so much bigger. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah. Now to Reddit, I kind of did what I normally do on Reddit. I just threw my opinion there. I was like, man, this movie was way better than I expected. Got some people's opinions. Blue Sky Brown Potato said it absolutely belongs in the pantheon of great monster movies. The special effects and score are both outstanding, and it delivers meaningful character arcs that almost all Western monster movies fail to achieve. So that's kind of what you were just saying. Like the American versions of it was just like, don't worry about these characters. Watch Godzilla break this building.
Yeah, I will say I haven't. Maybe there's someone screaming at the phone. They're like, no, they actually do have character development. I haven't seen the most recent. I haven't been following because that's how I usually felt about them. And I wasn't really feeling. I was like, I don't really want to watch. At the time, I just wasn't really feeling like watching that kind of Godzilla movie because I liked the 1998 version. Like I watched it later on, like 'cause my dad had the DVD and it was fun. But from that, I remember it was really just about Godzilla just wrecking. And the people around just being like,
Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is actually a funny connection too, because why am I forgetting his name? I feel really bad. Who plays Ferris Bueller again? Oh
Oh
yeah,
wow,
Matthew.
I have no idea. The actor's name?
Matt. Huh? Yeah, the actor's name.
I
Because he's
actually
the
have no
one that's
idea.
in the Godzilla movie, like in the 1998 one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm scrolling IMDb, but yeah,
Here,
but oh, you're gonna look it up?
I got you.
Okay, you got me. You got me. But no, it
Matthew
was the
Broderick.
yeah, exactly. And he's Ferris Bueller, so it's actually kind of like it's a
Yeah.
funny tie because they end up
Oh
going against
shoot.
each other.
Yeah. um. Yeah. I mean that's again a big reason why I didn't go for this movie. I was like, again, I thought it was one of like a sequel to the American ones, and like that's what those are. And I'm like, like they're fun movies.
Which is
Like
fair.
it could be fun, just seeing Godzilla like break some stuff, but and couldn't have been more wrong. Um, Catharsis Dusk said it's a good movie. You should check out the black and white version. It's my preferred version. Saying like the special effects feel a bit less artificial and it feels more period accurate. I suppose that makes
Mm,
sense. The whole period aspect of it. I don't. I know there's a version of this like Godzilla -1 minus color. I think is what it's called.
yeah.
I I think the story is like it's the same movie. It's just in black and
Yeah.
white, but I'm sure it would feel a little bit different. Did you watch it? Have you
Yeah.
seen that version?
I actually looked for it. Like initially, it wasn't. I couldn't find it to the black and white version. So I was like, let's
Mm.
watch the color version again. But I knew there was a black and white version. I was like, oh, that'd be interesting. I was thinking, I was like, it's like a Kill Bill thing. But then I was like, because like the blood. But I was like, actually, there wasn't that much
Mm.
blood, really, if any, really, in this movie. Like they
Actually,
don't have
one,
like Godzilla like ripping someone in half. He just grabs and chucks them. He doesn't actually like
yeah,
rip anybody apart.
yeah, true. Well, a couple things are actually. One thing I read was that you're right when he grabs someone and he throws them because the creator of Godzilla, I can't remember his name,
Like the
but
OG
yeah, like the OG dude,
creator.
he had like this rule or like his idea for the character, the monster, was that he doesn't eat people. That's not
Mm,
that's just not his thing. So like they made sure in that first scene, like when he bites people, he throws them away. He doesn't eat them. So that's just not a thing that he ever does.
interesting.
And the black and white thing, like you talk about, like would they make the blood red or something? The only thing that the studio or like people, the part of the most of the crew wanted to make color was the beam, like that he
Mm.
shoots out of his mouth. But the director, like he vetoed it. He's like, nah, we're going full black and white.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would take away a little bit because that's such a big part of it. Like when
Mm-hmm.
the scales are popping up and turning blue, I feel like that might look kind of weird. That don't look weird. You'd still look cool just seeing it pop up, but that
Mm-hmm.
blue is just so vibrant. I feel like
Yeah.
you almost, if you're gonna have throw some color in there, have that be the only thing, and then it'd pop out even more.
Yeah. So you think they should have?
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, I haven't seen how it looks, so I can't be
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, it looks bad in black and white. But just in my head, I'm imagining it would probably it'd look better. But
Maybe. I see the idea, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything until I see it, of
yeah,
course. But
yeah, of course.
and finally, I'll shout out Calfu73 said, "I can't believe a Godzilla movie made me cry. Like, what the fuck? I'm with you, man. Like, again,
Yeah.
I just came in like did not expect to have my heart pulled in the slightest. I was just see some crazy explosions, whatever. Insane. It's a Godzilla movie making you cry. Like, who would have even thought of that? Like, I suppose maybe that was his whole idea for the movie. He's like, okay, we're gonna take Godzilla, but we're gonna go with the emotion on it. Like, is there a King Kong movie like that? Is there a freaking like Transformers movie? Like they try to do that, I guess, but like,
Well, have you seen the Peter Jackson King Kong?
no, I don't think so.
Okay, that one's pretty good. That one has a
Okay,
little more character to it. It's a
okay,
long
okay.
movie. It's almost 3 hours, but he's Lord of the Rings. That was like his break after Lord of the. Well, I think he did that after, or no, it would have been after Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
That one's pretty good though. That's a pretty good one. You
That's
can
actually a
check that
good
one out.
point. Is the runtime? Like this movie is just over 2 hours,
Yeah,
and there's all this character depth, and you still get the fun action scenes with Godzilla, and the fact that they packed that all into 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it is
Phenomenal.
crazy.
I
It
mean, I
really,
talked
yeah.
about this the script being so tight, like so good, so
No,
good.
it's great. That was the last one we got from Reddit.
Yep, yep. Let's get into the deep
Okay,
dive.
well, one of the like
I
we
like
usually don't go like
Godzilla with the
we don't
Freon gas deep.
we usually don't go scene by scene, but like I do want to talk about that opening scene because you mentioned
Mm.
that how you saw him being small, and again, I'm interested in your perspective because this was your first time viewing. Like, were you in from the beginning because it was
Oh
this
yeah,
perspective? Yeah,
yeah,
like speak on
dude.
that. What was some of the things that stood out to you?
So it's like it sets him up immediately as a coward, right? So he lands on the island. They're like, "You're a kamikaze pilot. Your plane has no damage." You know, he's like, "No, I'm just a dog, man. I'm out there and I'm just doing work. I won the battle." And they're like, "Well, that's not really. I don't think that's true." And I immediately didn't really think that's true. And then Godzilla comes and they're like, "Oh, go out there. You'll shoot him." And I'm like, "Oh, this is perfect."
Mhm.
They set him up. He was too scared to do that before. Now he's in the position he could shoot Godzilla. He's too scared, and it totally makes sense, right? And it establishes the mechanic too, so that when he comes back, like he's got the limp. So as soon as we see him limp
Mhm.
later on, we're like, "That's the guy," and it makes sense for why he hates Shikishima. You know, he
Mhm.
blames him for this whole thing happening. And on top of that, we just get this incredible fight scene of Godzilla blowing stuff up and grabbing people, throwing them, and like we're the camera is like boots on the ground, like in it. So like you feel like
Yeah.
you're one of the guys running from this thing. Oh, I was in it from the jump, 100%. Great
Oh
opening
yeah,
scene.
no, it's such a great opening scene, and I think the first thing that grabbed me too, which again, like I remember first time watching it, and I knew it was a Japanese movie. I knew it was gonna be like in Japan, and there's gonna be subtitles and all that stuff. But as soon as they just introduced the fact that like, oh, this guy's a kamikaze pilot, and it's like that's gonna be, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like he's like, and yeah, like you said, like you can tell that like, yeah, this guy's he's lying and they're like, "There's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with your plane." It's like, okay, this guy's scared, and immediately it's just like, that's a perspective that I've never seen. I mean, I don't know. I've never really watched a film beforehand with a guy that was a kamikaze pilot, and we had to go see him go through this journey. But it's just like someone that's like, you know, what? I don't want, I don't want to die. Like,
Yeah.
which is completely reasonable. Like, I don't
Right.
want to do this. So it's
Yeah.
just like right off the jump, I was like, oh, this is interesting because that dynamic between everyone else is going to be, wait, why are you still alive?
Hmm. Yeah. And I kind of thought that would be it. It would be kind of just be him being scared of moments and not coming through when he gets these opportunities. But you're right, like there's all this stuff around it of the people that are like looking at him sideways. You know, he comes back home and his neighbor, that woman, is like, you know, you we lost this war because of cowards like you. And then he thinks for a second, he's like, you told me to like make come back alive. Like, you know, you gave me these words of encouragement when I left, and you wanted me to die. You're mad that I didn't die. Like this is just a crazy concept, and like it feeds into this anti-war theme that's so prevalent throughout the whole movie that I just did not see coming at all. And it totally works. Like the value of human life, it's a lot of it is for him, you know, his like, I don't want to die, which you're right is totally reasonable. But then there's also, you know, like the speeches when people are like, we have to go fight this thing again. Like you just
Mhm.
send it, the government's just sending us to our death. And they're like, no, 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 we're gonna come back this time. Like they really hammer that stuff home, and it's so good.
Oh yeah, no, it is really good. And just like when he even is struggling, which I'll defend him in this, when he's struggling to shoot Godzilla, even it's like, is this really gonna do anything?
Yeah,
And in
yeah,
his defense, in retrospect, it was not gonna do anything. That guy's like, the reason they're dead is because of you. That dude would have realized it would have
yeah,
done nothing to
yeah.
Godzilla if he shot him. Maybe just make him more angry than
Exactly. Yeah,
he
which
already
is why he
was.
doesn't do it. But my only counterpoint to that would be, like I said, he's small in the scene. So like he's not fully
Yeah.
grown. He's just baby Godzilla. And he's like under his belly, which I feel like is, you know, like the vulnerable underbelly of Godzilla. But I guess he probably would have just healed and
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't
Like,
have done anything, but like the only argument would be like he was smaller then. Maybe it would have done damage, but
yeah, true.
probably not.
I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to like you just didn't even do anything. Like I think he wouldn't have accepted it. Like, oh yeah, you tried and it just didn't work out. It's not your fault. But now he can turn to it's your fault because you didn't even
Yeah,
try.
yeah.
We just had to go on foot and try to fight him. I think you had a better chance with your actual plane, but you just were too scared to
Or
do it.
maybe they should have just ran away. Why did they even have to try and fight him? I don't know how big this island was, but you could have like,
Yeah.
because the why does he just show up at this island? Like, they say the locals call him Godzilla. That whole thing is great too. Just like
Yeah.
the aura around his name that they do a few times. Like when Shikshima's explaining to Noriko later on, when he like tells her that all this stuff happened, and he's like, yeah, we ran into this monster on the island and killed everybody, and that monster's name was Godzilla. And then he keeps
Yeah.
going on with his speech. Like, that is, for us, you don't have to do that. We know that it's Godzilla.
Yeah.
But it's just like the whole aura around his name, like, oh, that's Godzilla. The locals call him that. So he just like lives around here and comes to this island, I guess.
Which is horrifying.
Yeah.
For natives of that island. It's just like, oh yeah, like, and it's just like that cool thing that I've never seen in a Godzilla movie too, where it's like the sign, like the fish die and they're coming up, and you're like, oh snap, it's about to happen. Like he's near, that was like a nice little touch, which I actually don't know if that's something that was introduced in previous films that maybe I just haven't seen, but I like that little touch of like it's like the slow build. It's almost like a
Yeah.
music cue, like because he does have his own music cue, but it's just like you see the fish and you're like, oh, it's about to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And like when we see him for the second time, when they're on this like the mine clearing boat, and he sees all the fish coming up, and he's terrified because he knows what Godzilla is, but nobody else does. And he's like the only one. He's like, no, 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 no. Like that's such a good thing that happens in movies sometimes, when it's like the one character has seen this monster or this killer or whatever, and they know what the threat is, and everybody around them is like, oh, that's weird. There's some fish or whatever, it must be or they see the boat that like sunk. They're like, wow, it must have been a really big shark or something. And he's like, no, no, it's fucking Godzilla. No, we got to get out of here.
Oh my
It works.
goodness.
So every time.
And that reveal in the water too is insane, because then it's
So
just like
good.
you see like, oh my god, he's massive,
Bro. Let me tell, like, literally, okay, my note that I wrote down like as I was watching the movie, because like I said, I was like, okay, this is how big he is. And then you see him in the water, I'm like, holy shit, he's huge, man. And then he continues to get bigger. Like, that it works so well. I always thought Godzilla was just like this fully grown thing, right? Like, you never thought of him growing, but the way they do it in this movie, you're right. Like, the reveal is just freaking perfect.
yeah. And what were you like the main character? Are you saying by his last name or his first name? Is his name Kyoshi?
I think so. Well, it's Japanese, right? So like they say it backwards, don't they?
I thought that was just Korean.
Oh, you
I
might
don't
be
know.
right. Well, they always call him Shikishima in the movie.
Well, because I think that's like maybe that's like a respect thing, or call someone by their last name kind of thing. I mean, I don't think it matters. I the only reason I brought it up because I got me shook. I jumped to IMDb, like, did I write down the wrong name? But no,
I
that
just
is his
wrote down
last name.
Shikishima because that's what they call him.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, you
I
can
mean,
call what's
both
his
of them are
name?
right. Kyoshi,
Kyoshi. Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know
but it works out both ways. But anyway, I liked that the whole redemption arc with him, because it's like it's constantly like we're talking about how he's battling with this guilt, and part of me wonders, like, do you think he would have saved the baby, or is that part of his whole thing where it's just like, man, like I messed up on the island,
that.
and if he didn't go through that, would he just left the baby because he doesn't have this guilt already of like, man, these people are dead. Can I put more blood on my hands kind of thing if I had to leave that baby?
It's an interesting question. I don't think so. I think the movie does a good job of explaining kind of like why they're taking care of this baby. Like for Noriko, she's just like, because he even asks, he's like, why are you this isn't your baby? Like, when he finds out this isn't yours, like, what are you doing? Like, she's like, well, you couldn't leave it either. Like, it's just that thing of, you can really put yourself in those shoes. Like, if there's a baby in front of you, helpless, are you just going to leave it? Like you
Yeah.
can't, right? You just can't do that. Like an innocent human baby, like you just can't leave that. So I don't think he would, but you're right that like that is an underlying factor that he does have that guilt. But I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I'd like to believe that he would.
Yeah.
Because we only really get of him is just that he's kind of, which again is tough, like to call him a coward, like because
I
it's
know.
like,
Yeah.
is he being a coward? I mean, I don't know. Like he probably didn't really have much of an option to do it, like to
No.
go like to war and be a kamikaze. Like I don't know that much of the history in that sense of like, do you pick? I don't
I
know.
doubt it. Who would pick that?
The people that be like, yeah, I'm honorable. I can brave. I can do it. And then you once you get into it, you're like, I don't know if maybe I puffing my chest out a little too much.
Maybe.
I really got to do this. I don't know, but no, I
Yeah,
just
but
like that battling.
you're really right about like we call him a coward and like for the movie he is at the start and they're calling him a coward, but like is he really like wanting to survive is like a human instinct. That's not a
Yeah.
really cowardly thing. It's complicated, I guess.
No, and I think that's why it fits perfectly with that the context of what's going on, like with that, like with it being World War II, because it's just like that was the mindset of everybody
Mm-hmm.
there, which is like, no, we have to do this like at all costs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like him going against him, he's counterculture, so that's why he ends up becoming like this outlier, and he's not open about it. Like he hides it. Like when he's working with those guys, like they don't really know much about his background because it's something that he's like, I can't tell them too much information about me because I know if everybody knew what my situation is, they'd all hate me.
Yeah. Yeah, and like he doesn't tell Noriko about it either. Like the fact that he starts out as like this disgraced pilot and he has no one either. Like his parents are gone. He has no friends that we
Yeah,
know
or
of
siblings
anyways.
or anything. Yeah.
His house is destroyed. Like he has nothing. He has no one. He starts up totally rock bottom. And the way like Akiko and Noriko enter his life just by like this chance encounter while she's running from these people. And then there's the whole storyline of his hesitation to marry her. Like she, they stay together and she's taking care of the baby and he's making money and they're providing and they're living together. And she clearly wants to get married, but he doesn't. He keeps hesitate. Keeps saying no. He doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do it. And then we have this moment where he opens up to her, and then they kind of they start to. You feel like maybe they're heading in that direction, and then now she's gone, and then like so he just keeps getting bashed lower down
Yeah.
down. He just keeps getting sent through hell. But like just this added layer of like their relationship was another aspect of the movie I really loved.
Yeah, no, it's great. And the whole aspect of him, like it becomes like this whole like theme of the movie where like his war isn't over.
Yeah.
And like it's such a big part of like it's his mental war of like I imagine like he doesn't feel like he can accept her and the child into his life fully because he's just like, I don't deserve it
Mm.
because of what I did. Like I don't deserve to be happy because my cowardness towards the country and to those men that he has those pictures that haunt him. And he's
Hmm.
like, I was like, I can't get married. I don't deserve to be happy because I'm looking at these guys with their families, and I took that away from their families of them
Mm.
having. So I feel weird if I live on and try and continue to have a family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point, which I think is validated like by the end of the movie when he, does save the day and was able to stay alive. Then we find out that she's alive, which is crazy, by the way. Like she got freaking nuked.
Oh my
I
goodness,
mean,
yeah,
I will say, like, you see the little black thing like on the back of her neck,
yeah.
which do you know what that is? I found out online what that is.
No, I actually don't.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you? Because it's
Oh, is it like a spoiler? Oh, is it like the?
possibly.
Oh, it's like the sickness that happens from like the nuclear
Well, like, because
explosion.
the director actually like confirmed this of what it
Mhm.
is, but I don't want to spoil it if you don't want
Oh,
to
does it
hear it.
become a spoiler because
Well, I don't
now
know
there's going to
because
be
the
a
movie's
sequel?
coming. Yeah, the sequel's coming, and I feel like now that I know what
They're
it
going
is,
to
I kind of
promote it.
have a like. I think it'll probably be part of the promotion, so I don't think it's a spoiler, but I'll
No, don't. No, you can tell me. You can tell me.
I don't think it's actually that bad. So basically, she got Godzilla's like healing from the
Oh, okay.
radiation from it. So like that's how she
Mm.
survived that thing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, now that we're on it too, what did you think of that? Like, obviously, I'm sure you were shocked. I don't think you
The
did. You
healing?
expect? No, no, no. Her to get, like, go to get hit with the
Oh my
blast.
god, dude. That was freaking devastating. Like they're running away. He pulls her off to the side in this like alleyway, and it's right after the scene that they open up to each other, and I'm like, yes, like
Yeah.
they're finally like they've built their relationship. They're heading in the right direction. They're with Akiko, with mom and dad, and like everything's great. Oh no, no, that's just the fact that like she pushes him to the
Oh my
side,
gosh.
which makes it so devastating because I care so much about Noriko. I love her. I want her to stay around. And it's just another way of like belittling Shikishima, of being like, okay, you couldn't do it as a kamikaze pilot. You couldn't shoot Godzilla when you had the chance. Now you're here to try and save this girl, and she has to save you. Like, come on, bro. Like, and then he comes out and he's just devastating. He's crying, and the black rain starts falling, and you're just like
Oh
so
man.
heavy. So, oh my god, it's crazy.
I remember that pull. Like, I remember the shock
Yeah.
when I saw that the first time. I literally sat up. I was like, no. I was
Oh
like, no.
man.
I was like, damn, man. I was like, yeah, they're taking me on a ride in this movie. I wasn't ready for that. I was not
Yeah.
ready for that.
Yeah, and like the like he gets the courage because we say like he couldn't shoot him. He doesn't do the kamikaze. He doesn't shoot Godzilla at the start,
Mm,
but he does like start shooting him when they're in the water, and he's Godzilla's following them. They get the mine in his mouth, and then he shoots it right. So like when they're on that boat, this is like one of those scenes where it's just like kind of like fun, crazy action, right? So we
yeah.
still do get that in this movie, which is great. So they get the mine in his mouth, and he steps up to the gun, which they establish early on with that scene that he's a sniper. Like
Hmm.
the captain is just like spraying all over the place. He gets up there. No, you got to account for the wind. Account for
Yeah.
the movement of the boat, and then do got it instantly.
Yeah, that
So
was
he's a
tough.
sniper. He steps up with the mine in Godzilla's mouth. I was like, he's not going to do it. He's going to be too scared.
His hands gonna shake.
Yeah, but he actually does do it. So I was like, okay, maybe he's starting to build some courage. He's starting to
Yeah.
kind of like accept this role. Like, nah, I got to do it. And he does. It is a kind of a gradual ascension, which I love when a movie doesn't just like flip like that. You get to see the character kind of build his way through that. So gets that courage. He doesn't die, but like he still does as much as he can in that moment. Then we get the moment with Noriko, and I'm just like, okay, he's on the come up. Everything's good, and then that happens, and it just wipes all that back to square one. You're just devastated.
Yeah, I know. I know. I have mixed feelings on the reveal of her being back, and then obviously there's more context now because now I found out there's a sequel
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But what was your initial feeling when you saw him run to the hospital, and then you saw her?
I kind of hated it at first because I was like, how the
Mm.
hell is she alive? There's no way. Like, we saw her get like no human is surviving that. It's just not
Yeah,
happening. Like buildings are getting wiped out and she's fine. Like there's just no way. So I didn't like that. I was like, holy plot armor. But
yeah.
then when the thing on the neck happened, I was like, okay, that's something. And then when I read later on that like, okay, no, she has this like healing factor. So I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
Mm. That I had the exact same feeling when it
Yeah.
first happened too, where it's just like I was like, oh man, because how dramatic it was when it happened. Like it
Mm-hmm.
pulled your heart. You're like, no. And then when it comes back at the end, you're
Like
just like,
undoes it a
which
bit.
yeah, but which is
Yeah.
such like I feel like such an adult perspective. Like as a kid, you just be happy. You're
Sure.
happy when your characters don't actually die. Now after we watch a couple movies and you become an adult, you're just like, nah, that like that ruins like the stakes. Like all the
Mm-hmm.
people that we like, oh man, that person died. It's like, damn, there's stakes in this movie. People die. And then when they come back, you're like, oh, so there was never any stakes. All our main characters stay. But at the same time, you're like, wait, you don't like a happy ending? It's like
Yeah.
I think you're being cynical of a happy ending. But I think with me, there's two reasons now. With because there's a sequel, I'm like, okay, this is good because now we can get her in the sequel, and I didn't know there was a healing aspect to it. So now we can go deeper with these characters,
Mm-hmm.
and then also I feel like because of the context of this movie, this really is a post like a post World War II movie. I feel like maybe we should kind of end on like a light,
Mm.
a lighter note because we already see that Godzilla's coming back. So it's like,
Yeah.
can we let's give them a win. Let's give some
Yeah.
people a win.
I see your point, but I think the ending is even before that is a win. Like they defeated Godzilla for the moment, and and the fact that he survives is a big win, because like he's going into that like accepting I'm gonna die on this mission. He sends the money and the note to Sumiko,
Oh, yeah.
Sumiko, who's taking care of Akiko, and so they use this money for her. Like he's accepted, like we assume that he's gonna die, and the mission goes to plan. So the mission easily could have just like not worked. So like it works. They blow him up. They're like, yeah, they did it. They defeated Godzilla, and Shikshima's alive. Like that's a happy ending.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think another aspect too, like as I watch this movie the second time, and I do agree that we get enough of each character that there's some depth to them. But now I'm excited too because now, at least for the second movie, we'll get more of her.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though like we did get character development from her, there's definitely way more that we could get. Like it was
Yeah.
definitely a Kiyoshi movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Yeah.
obviously because he's the main character, and she's kind of like the side character, but not to the point where it's like she just like hey, and then she's gone. Like we get a lot of
Right.
screen time with her, but it will be nice to like see what they do in the second movie. Again, I don't know if you saw the trailer for the second movie. It's really not much.
No. No, I didn't even know there was a trailer out, to be honest. No.
The trailer
I
is literally just you hear Godzilla's foot stomps, and then Godzilla minus ones turns into like this title just turns into -0, and that's
Oh.
it. There's
So it's
no
so it's gonna be a movie called Godzilla Minus Zero, and Godzilla's gonna be in it.
I basically.
Got it. Nice. Um, but no, I mean, yeah, we'll get more on her. So this is my point. Like, I got all the characters, but since
Yeah.
we're on Noriko, we have a Kiko that she can't abandon. We get that early on. She's like, her dying mother like asked me to hold on to her, and like I can't say no. So that's already one layer that makes us care about her and like her. Her love for Shikishima and her like desire to get married is another layer. I want to be like an honorable woman in this culture, and at this time, like I don't want to just be living here. Like it's not my daughter, and this isn't my husband, but people don't know that. You know,
Mm,
um, she gets a job to feel independent. She's
yeah.
she's feeling all good. She got her dress on. She's like, yeah, I got a job in Ginza. It's gonna be great. We're like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, Noriko. I love Noriko, man. She's like, no, I gotta it's time I fight for myself, or I do it on my own.
Yeah, and
And then
she throws that little dig in there too. It's like I'm gonna make it hard for you to find a wife, and he's like, damn. He's like,
nice work, Noriko.
yeah, since you won't put a ring on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, damn, all right, damn. I don't give you enough money.
No, you do, but not enough honor rings.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and her whole like will to survive thing from her parents, she's like, as flames took my parents, they ordered me to live. And so
yeah,
she, like again, that's like that honor part of the culture is like, no, you got to do what you're told to do. And obviously it's like the whole concept of like being ordered to live, like of course she wants to live and she's trying, but like the fact that she's taking that so seriously, like no, I have to survive because my parents told me to. And we see that earlier in the movie when Shikishima tells her, I'm going on this mine boat, and like she's like, wait, you're going to collect mines? And he's like, no, 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 don't worry, it's safe. And she's like, I forbid you to die. So like that's something that's really important to her, right? She's like, no,
mhm.
I gave you an order, like you can't die. Like there's so many layers to her. But you're right, we're gonna get more. I'm so excited.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited too. And yeah, even you just mentioning that too, it's just like you really feel for it. It's like my parents in the flames. Like they don't even have to do a cut scene to that. That's
Yep.
all we need to hear. Ordered me to live. It's just like, damn, man.
Mm.
We like, well, your backstory is tragic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's maybe we will get flashbacks in the, but
Yeah,
you're right, we
maybe.
don't need it. I don't think we need it.
No, we don't. Because all we get so much just from like what she said, and then just the fact that we see her, she's stealing, and like she's look kind of all raggedy, and she has a baby. So you already imagine like, yo, she's been through it. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
long she's been struggling for. Like I don't know how long ago it was that her parents demanded her to live. Like was that a week ago? Was that 2 weeks ago?
Hmm.
Like how long is she? But we you just get the sense like yeah, she's been through it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is kind of funny though in that scene when he tells her about like the mining boat. He's like, don't worry. Just because it's dangerous doesn't mean I'll die. Like as soon as he said that, I thought he was boned. I was like, if a character says that in a movie, a Godzilla movie, like they're screwed. Like you know what I mean? Don't worry, I'm not gonna die. Like that
Yeah,
character, that character's dead. Um, and then he's like, no, no, don't worry. I'm in this boat that's like specifically protected against mines or whatever. And then they cut to the boat and this is this little thing, and he's just like,
yeah,
this is special protection. They explain it later on that it is, but
yeah.
it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, just because it's so tiny, he just wants the size. He's like, this little dinky wooden boat. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna attract if we can't go metal because it's gonna attack the mines. It might explode. He's just like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, so it makes sense when after he explains it, but it's just such a funny like match cut right after because it's right after him saying, "I'm in this special boat," and then it's just this tiny little dicky, and it's like
yeah,
in a
no,
movie
it's
that's just so emotionally heavy and like death and World War and everything. I have a little laugh in there. Then he meets the gang and everything's
yeah, the gang.
yeah.
Who's your? Did you have a favorite for without you stepping on your maybe your six man? Do you have any
Uh,
specific points on the gang you want to talk about? The
yeah, no.
doc or
Well, dude, I like. You want to go through my list?
all right, let's go through it. Yeah,
So Shiro, we talked about Noriko. Shiro, who is like the young crewmate, he like his layer, like he really wants to fight for his country, right? He
yeah,
says that thing. He's like, man, if only the war lasted a little
yeah.
bit longer.
Crazy thing to say.
Which I love that he immediately checks him on. He's like, I hope you don't mean that. Like
Yeah,
the but that goes back to like the anti-war theme, right? Where they're like they're gonna have this character that like wants the honor and the glory of going to war and fighting for his country, but we're going to remind him and you as the audience that like war is hell. You do not want
yeah,
to say like I wish it lasted longer is blasphemy. You know what I mean? So he
yeah,
immediately checks him for that, which is great. And when he finds out he's not going on the final mission, right? And he's just like
yeah.
standing in the street like, "No, I want to fight for my country." Like it's a devastating scene, but we're like but we also want him to be safe and survive. So like it's such a mixed dynamic in this one scene, but like his character had a great layer to it as well. What did you think of him?
No, I thought he was great, and I think that kind of character is important because it's a constant reminder of what the culture is,
Mm,
especially for someone that. And then he didn't go through it, so it's one thing that people like maybe like they went through it, and then maybe they're still holding on to like that feeling of being prideful for your country. But then this guy's like, oh, I didn't get to do it. I wish I got to do it. So you constantly get to see like this is what the mindset was. There's a lot of the people that maybe had survived and went through it. They're like hesitant to like, man, maybe that wasn't everything I thought. But like, here's the delusion over here. This is what everyone was thinking and people were striving for to do. Where it's like it's important to constantly have that perspective of that character.
that's an interesting point, and I think they don't really do this in the movie. They don't make it clear, but I think he's probably like a victim of propaganda. Basically, like he's
Yeah,
clearly a young guy, and like you say, it's like he has this delusion of like, no, I want to go to war. I want to die for my country. Like the value of human life is more than what the government is pushing. Like, you want to go fight for your country, there's honor in that, and yeah, come to war and fight. And so that's just what they would have been pushing. That we never see like posters lying around or like a
yeah.
message
Like
of that
propaganda posters.
happening.
Yeah,
But I think that's probably the kind of the reason why he's like that.
yeah. And it's perfectly displayed too. Just without we there is no like this that's an interesting thing they didn't do. There's no this higher power government. Like we never saw this guy like this
In
general
a
walking
suit or
around being
whatever.
yeah or like
Yeah.
there's no they just get mentioned. It's just like they're just like this all being thing that's always around. And even when like they're like they're rallying the troops and they have like this plan to go get Godzilla. And there's some guys that are like, you know what? Like, nah, like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing this. Like, I know this is different. No one's forced to be here, but he's like, you guys can go. He's like, yeah, no, I just why is it always us? Like I
Yeah,
liked it when the guy got brought up. He's like, why is it always us? Like we're the ones that are going and we're the ones fighting. We're dispendable. Like, nah,
exactly.
are out of here. So some guys actually left. I wasn't sure. I
Mm-hmm.
did, which is like a nice little touch. And then also the whole thing of like, oh, shouldn't they tell people of Tokyo that it's like, oh, we don't want to call like people to go crazy. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, come on. You don't have to maybe tell
Yeah.
them that Godzilla's coming, but you could still have people leave. Like, hey, everyone gotta leave, but they just didn't say anything, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I see their point from like you say, if you're like, okay, we're evacuating Tokyo and not telling you why, that would cause panic. Like it
Yeah.
just would. I could see that. But like that doesn't mean you don't do it. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm
your
saying.
Godzilla's freaking coming to Tokyo, okay? So like, yeah, you got to get rid of these. I'm sure in the sequel he'll hit Tokyo. I'm guessing that like, they
Mm,
stop him from getting there in the first one. Now they're going to be like, okay, no, this is the big bad. They got to elevate, right? In the sequel. So I'm assuming he's going to get there. And maybe it'll be more the same thing. I'm like, oh no, he's back. Evacuate the city, and they're not going to do it. And you make an interesting point about like the people that are like, no, like why is it always us? And they walk out. But at the same time, that isn't a government led operation. They make it clear. They're like, no, like the
yeah.
government is out on this. Because which is historically accurate. Post World War II, they weren't allowed to make military formations, right? Like they're like, okay, no, the war is over. If you do that, then it's a sign of like a threat. And like we have, you know what I mean? Like everything was very testy at that time,
Mm,
right? So they're like, this is just a private citizen thing, and we're asking you to do it. And so like the people that hate the government are like, okay, no, I want out of here because the ship captain Seiji, he hates the government. He's like, man,
yeah.
this government freaking sucks. Like they just send us to our death, and will this country ever change? I don't think it ever will. He hates all these orders that are coming down, but his thing is like, somebody's got to step up and do this shit.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple guys they're like, hey man, like you can hate the government all you want, but Godzilla is going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
So we still got to do this thing. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I liked that there was that pushback in there and just getting their people's perspective or just being tired and just being
Yeah.
the people that are like, yeah, we've been going through this. Like it's just an important again, it's adding more of that depth to the story that and adding that perspective.
I will say though, it's kind of funny in that scene when those guys leave and then they have this speech where they're like, no, 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 like rally the troops, like we will do it. So a bunch of them still stay. And Shikishima looks pissed, man. He's like, "Damn
Yeah.
it! I thought we weren't doing this." Like he's like the coward, right? So he
Yeah.
looked pissed. He's like, "Damn it! We're all actually down for this." Shit, I didn't want to do it. But I mean, shout out to the doc for that plan, man. Like it's a pretty damn good plan. Like we'll
Yeah.
get the Freon gas, we'll sink them to the bottom, and if that doesn't work, then we'll inflate these balloons and bring them back up quickly. So like one, the pressure of the ocean is gonna crush them. If that doesn't work, then the repressurization or whatever that is, right? Bring him back up. Like as far as plans go to kill Godzilla, I don't think you could do much better than that. It didn't work, but hey, I
Yeah.
respected the plan. It doesn't get much better than that. I don't think. What better ideas are there?
No, for sure. I appreciated that plan because again, I haven't seen all the Godzilla movies. I've only seen like a couple Godzilla movies, but just that concept, I was like, oh, this is different. Like
Yeah,
I've never seen this plan before. Usually it's just like let's get bigger weapons.
shoot him.
That's
Yeah,
yeah, that's usually what it is. Just like bigger weapons. But this whole idea of using the water's pressure, and I like everyone's pushback of like, well, he's already like a water creature though.
yeah.
Like, will that affect him? But he's like, well, I don't know. The pressure is pretty strong. Like they're saying like if he's like 200, like what 20,000 tons, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like it still should be enough to collapse him. Like we'll see. We'll see if it works. And it's like, well,
Yeah, that stuff was kind of funny when, like, in the middle of a Godzilla attack scene, he's like, that thing is 20,000 pounds and or 20,000 tons, and you see like, don't worry, he's gonna heal from this because of that, and like he's saying this like he's studied Godzilla. I'm like, how do you know any of this stuff?
Yeah.
Like you're just looking at him and be like, yeah, that's 20,000 tons. You know what I mean? Like he says it with such
Yeah.
confidence that I'm like, this is kind of just like exposition for the movie for us, but he doesn't know any of that shit.
No, yeah, this dude could be light for all we know.
Yeah,
What if he's
100% he could.
hollow? He's just big, but maybe Godzilla's hollow. Maybe he weighs nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, this doctor acted like he knows all this stuff. You don't know any of that shit, dude.
No, he don't. He's just taking a gamble. But
But hey, as far as the plans go, like I said, like if because you got to do something, right? They're like, hey, we got to try and kill this thing, and you know, you're right. There's holes in it. It's like, well, it's a creature from the sea, and he's kind of just like, all right, well, do you have a better idea? Like,
yeah, basically.
so that's why to me, I was like, okay, you got to try something, and this plan, I can't think of anything better, so I like it.
Yeah. No,
Might as well
100%.
try. You got to try.
Might as well try. I'm kind of curious now too. Like I'm like trying to noodling around in my brain. Like, what is going to be the second movie? Like we don't.
Yeah.
Like, the plot's not really revealed. I'm just trying to imagine what it's going to be without being redundant.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I have faith it won't be redundant because if they had plans to make a second movie, there's probably something else that could be told. But like I'm just wondering what.
I'm thinking you're right. It's a good question because it's not like the one kind of like inkling that leads to the next one is like the healing thing
Yeah.
on Noriko. But it's not like they have a, like, you know, after a first movie you got these characters over here that are going through this and these characters over there that are going through that. So you can see kind of where the story's going to go. That's not the case. So obviously Godzilla's going to come back.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there'll be a bit of a time jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, Godzilla will have to heal. It'll take him a little while to kind of, you know, get back to full strength. Akiko will be older, so maybe she's like kind of going through school. Like some of the parts of Japan that were bombed got rebuilt, and they're kind of maybe Noriko and Shikishima. Maybe it starts at their wedding. Opening scene at the wedding gets broken up by Godzilla.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, I think they do the classic thing. You know, like everyone's like raise their toes, then
dude. Ooh, you see the ripples in the water?
Yes,
bro.
Yes. Like, no, they're like, who is it? He just turns. Godzilla.
It's Godzilla. Oh, yes.
Okay.
I hope that's the opening scene.
Oh, I know. We have our receipts. We have the receipts right here.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. At the wedding, the toast to the bride and groom. Godzilla comes and ruins it. Noriko, she shoots a beam out of her mouth from her wedding dress. And she's okay. No, now we're getting a little too ridiculous, but honestly, story-wise, you're right. Like they didn't open up a ton of stuff in this one, so I don't know where they're gonna go with this, but I'm sure it's gonna be emotionally heavy, and I'm super excited for it.
I'm glad you're on board because we did our previous episode where we talked about movies we're looking up for, and I was like, yo, I'm excited for Godzilla Minus Zero. And at that point, you'd never seen it, so like,
yep,
you were kind of like, okay, that's cool, but I'm like, dude, once you see the first one, you'll also be excited because the first one was awesome. Yep. So like, I have anticipations. I'm optimistic that the second one will be awesome too. I have faith. I wonder if it's gonna be another historical thing, like, oh, this is what it was like 5 years after the war. Like, are we still gonna try to tap? Is he gonna tap into it? I feel like if you're gonna go that route, let me like try to keep it authentic to like what was happening in Japan, what were we dealing with, and then Godzilla is gonna just make everything even worse, kind of thing. Like,
yeah, exactly. I think you have to because you're in it. Like you're already like these characters, unless you go with different characters, which he's not.
No, those two are coming back. Those are the two people in the
So you have to keep it at least somewhat historically accurate. You're still in post World War II. Like even if you have a time skip, like it's not going to be that long. It's not going to be years, I don't think.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm excited to see what they do, and it's just funny too because like I did a little research, which I didn't realize. There's been 38 Godzilla movies.
Jesus.
Compared to Kong, there's only been 9. So like Kong's, you're way behind, bro. Catch up, dude. But the funny thing with the Godzilla movies, which I know, and like I haven't watched a lot of those, especially because like it's the times. I know the special effects don't look the greatest, and some people
Yeah.
have mixed feelings on it. It's like, it's just like a fun watch, but like don't expect too much because like they started off kind of grounded, like this is like it's a metaphor for the atomic bomb and what they're going on in Japan, and then like they slowly introduced like Godzilla versus other monsters, and then they're
Hmm.
like, but then it just turned into this funny thing where it's like now it's just becomes into this wrestling thing of like Godzilla versus Meta Godzilla, Godzilla versus the three-headed dragon, and it's like now we're just doing who can Godzilla fight, and they did that for
Yeah.
like 20 years of
Yeah.
like it's just constant, and like they're saying Godzilla almost got kind of goofy, where it's almost like he's the defender of Japan, and like he would just do like almost like winks at the cameras. He became
Oh
like
my
this whole
God.
like yeah. He just became like comical and just stayed. It wasn't as serious anymore. But now he's bringing back the serious tone, and I feel like he just like they want to stick with that serious tone for now. And
Yeah, I think that's the right way to go. I mean, like you said, it's a metaphor for the atomic bomb. And in this movie, like they make it pretty clear, like when he shoots the beam out of his mouth, like it looks like a mushroom cloud, like it looks like the
yeah,
atomic bomb. And then, they have the whole radiation thing, right? They're like, no, you can't come
yeah,
close to it because of radiation. So like they make it clear that this is what this is. And I think that really just works with the stakes of the movie. Like we talk about like when characters die, and if you have some like a giant monster winking at the camera, you're just like, oh, what the hell? Like
yeah,
this is like I just don't care. I feel like everything is going to be fine because this is just a playful thing. Like, nah,
yeah,
this guy is devastating. He's bashing buildings. Is like thousands of people are dying because he's a nuke. He's a walking
yeah,
nuke.
yeah. I definitely don't think, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There's also maybe if there becomes a third one, then you introduce, because a big part of Godzilla is introducing that there's more monsters in this world.
Mm.
But I don't think we should jump right into Godzilla's defending Japan, especially based off that last movie. I just feel like it
Yeah,
wouldn't
no
make
way.
sense
Yeah.
because he just had no personality. Why would he start defending? Maybe it's like this is more so. I guess it'd be more so like this is my territory, which I think that's where it started as. Where it's
Mm.
like, no, 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 this is my Japan that I fuck up. Who the heck are you? So then that's why he ends up fighting other monsters because like, no, this is my place to fuck up. And then he looks back and he's like, you know what? I actually kind of like these guys.
Yeah, I will say that they do introduce that a little bit. Like part of the plan is they put the speaker in the water and play back his growl, right? Or his
Yeah.
not growl, what's the word? His roar.
Oh, roar. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say roar. And cuz he'll see this as a territorial threat.
Mm.
Again, a part of the doctor that he just says this like a fact, like he knows
Yeah, I
this
know.
when he met Godzilla 2 days ago and didn't even know he existed, but sure, whatever. But so you're right that like that could be a thing where they're like, no, see, like we know he's a territorial thing. Here comes another one. Maybe they go with that in the second one. I kind of hope they don't. Maybe
Yeah,
the
no, I
third.
hope they
Yeah,
don't either. Maybe save
yeah,
that for
I
like
don't
a
know.
third one because
Yeah,
we want more character stuff. We're not really like we obviously like Godzilla. Like again, like one of my notes is that I think the look of Godzilla and him just being so menacing in
mm,
this is great, and that whole visual of the spikes like popping up with the blue is
so
just
fucking crazy.
so cool. It's
Yeah,
just such a great touch.
yeah. I think him in the water is the best. I think
Mhm.
like when you see like he's got these massive like legs and stuff, and the big tail, like he's whipping the tail around, like breaking buildings, like that stuff is cool. But in the water, he looks just terrifying. Like
Oh
those,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
slithering through the water, and
Yeah.
you see like just his eyes kind of sticking up, and then his back with the huge scales, and then before he lets off the beam, right, we see it start from the tail, and then pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop,
Oh
pop,
my
pop, pop,
god.
pop, pop,
Yeah,
pop,
it's
pop, pop,
so
pop.
cool.
Oh my god, man! And they're all turning blue, and so good, so good.
I hope this one gets some IMAX time too. I don't even
Mm.
know. I don't even remember the date of when it's coming out. Let me see if I can check that
Yeah,
quickly.
true. Because if it
It's kind of
comes out, I think it's like November-ish. So I think it's
yeah,
before
all
like the,
the
the Doomsday stuff.
yeah, November 6th.
Okay, so
November
it
6th.
should get some IMAX screens.
It should get some I don't know 100% what else is coming around that time, but fingers crossed because yeah, I need to
Yeah,
see another Godzilla movie in IMAX. Like
I need to
that's
see.
just
I need to see this in IMAX. Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
get to see this one, so I'm. Whew. But if he's like defending Japan, like he just wreaked havoc on a couple cities, and then he just went to war with these people
Yeah.
like 3 different times in this movie. So he got blown up in his mouth. Like he's not gonna be like, oh, you know what, guys, good fight. You know, touch gloves,
Yeah.
and not now I'm gonna defend you. Like, no, he's gonna be pissed.
I like that idea though. That now we're like making this fair. It was like, you know what? You got me. Like,
Yeah.
dap him up. Like, yeah, yeah. You blew up my head. Yeah, we good. Respect.
See, that would be like that wink at the camera BS.
Yeah,
If you,
exactly.
like, fist bump a freaking war ship or something. I don't know.
No. Do you have any other points on any other characters or anything? Or?
Yeah, let's keep going through my list. So
Yeah.
we talked about Noriko, Shiro, Kenji, so the weapons engineer. Like
Yeah.
he's mostly our exposition guy. You know, he's kind of the one, he explains the plan. He explains like the reason the boat is made out of wood. He explains, you know, like we talked about the 20,000 tons and the roar and the territorial display or whatever. Like he is there very expositionally, but he still is very anti-war. You know, he gets that speech at the end when the troops are, you know, saying like, we're about to do this mission, but like, you're just sending us to our death. He's like, no. Like the military, it values life too cheaply, and we're fighting to come home after this one. Like we're not just going out on this like suicide mission. Like, nah, we're fighting to stop this thing and go back home. And like, I just think that gives him a layer of depth of, yes, I worked on these weapons in the war, but that doesn't mean I just wanted to send people out to their death. Like this war was bigger than me. I didn't have any choice to start this thing. I did my part, but the value of human life still supersedes everything. And that's what we're trying to do here. Some of us might die, but like, we're trying to come home.
Yeah. And I liked that character too. And I'd like to see him come again, come back, sorry, in the sequel, because I do think that is also another, it's just so important to have a multitude of these characters that have all this perspective of like, yeah, I went through it, but like I just like, I don't agree. Like these counter culture characters that honestly wouldn't even, like, I don't know, like everyone in that room, like how many people knew that Kayoshi was a kamikaze pilot that didn't turn? Like, would they judge him? Maybe I don't. Maybe I feel like that room might have be more accepting because they understand.
Yeah, true. Maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Maybe it's a good point. Seiji, the ship captain, we talked about. You know, he hates the government, but somebody's got to do it. He cared the most about like Shikishima marrying Noriko.
Yeah,
and like staying alive for Akiko. You know, when he sees him flying, he's like, no, you better not do that. You better not leave Akiko all alone. And the whole marriage thing, like, do you think, like, they never say it? I figured maybe like he had a wife maybe that died while he was at war or something. So like that's why he's so passionate about like marriage and things like that. But they never say that. But I don't know. Did you know why he was that passionate about it?
Yeah, like that's a good point too. I actually didn't think the idea that like he lost someone, because they don't mention it, but that would be a good reason why he'd be so passionate. And honestly, it'd probably make a little more sense, because when he grabbed him and be like, "Why didn't you marry her then?"
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm like, all right, like it's a little strange.
Like, is this your daughter or something? Like,
yeah, it's like it's not your daughter, and it's not like it's someone that's been a longtime friend of yours that passed. And it's like, why didn't you make her happier? Because like the only time it really matters is like that dinner.
Yeah.
And then it was like the reveal, and she's like, "Stop, I'm not no wife." I like that scene that they all looked at him to be like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, and then they start to make jokes, and then he's like, "Enough! I'm not marrying her. It's not happening."
Yeah. Yeah, that was such a great. I just love all their turn. They're just like, "What the hell is this situation?
Yeah,
what's going on over here?"
Yeah,
again, especially back then, like that would be such a weird. Like in the 40s, it'd be like, there's a child here, there's a woman here, and you live together, and like
everyone just assumed.
Yeah, it's like, what is this? But yeah, his frustration, I assume that's just a layered point that we didn't get. That would make the most sense, that he lost family from the war, but even though it's not said.
I think maybe we'll get that in the sequel. maybe
Maybe, yeah.
that'll be, well, he'll have like a reveal about, yeah, his wife and daughter. Yeah, true. Actually, now that I think about it, he probably had a daughter as well, and that's why he's like,
Mm,
no, you can't leave. Don't leave Akiko alone. Don't do
yeah.
it. You can't do it. So maybe that's a reveal that we'll get in the second movie. But you're right. Like the fact that he was so mad about it, I thought a little bit of like why,
Mhm.
but maybe it's a setup for the sequel. We'll see.
Yeah. No, it's true. And then even
Uh
the
oh,
oh, yeah,
go
go.
go
No, no,
ahead.
go,
No,
go,
go ahead.
go, go. I think you're about to go to the next character I was gonna talk about anyway.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Um Sumiko, which is the woman, the neighbor woman that
Okay. I wasn't gonna go her, but you go.
okay.
Say
Well,
her.
we'll keep going through the list, and
Yeah,
if I don't get to whoever you want to talk about, then you can
yeah.
mention them.
Yeah.
But so when Shikishima comes back home at the start, and she says, like my kids died in the air raids. So that's
Mhm.
just like, it's just one line, but it immediately gives her a little bit of motivation. So when she sees Noriko and the baby for the first time, and she gets mad at Shikishima, and then he's like, no, that's not her kid. Like we're just trying to take care of her. And then she comes, gives them like rice or whatever it is, and then she takes care of Akiko after Noriko dies. So like it's not just like, here's this female character that can take care of this baby after the other
Yeah.
female character dies. She gets a little something of like, no, she hated Shikishima for not dying at war,
Mhm.
which is crazy, but because her kids died, and
Yeah.
maybe she thinks, maybe if you people like you did better, my kids would still be alive. So it makes sense why she's mad at
Yeah.
him. But then she has this full circle moment where she starts taking care of Akiko. Like there's more to her than just like this female mother character.
No, for sure. And I remember I initially thought she was just gonna be like this angry neighbor kind of
Mm.
thing. And like you said, it's not like this generic thing of like, oh, it's a woman and she sees a baby, so immediately she just has to suddenly become a mother figure. But it's also the fact like she's older, she sees these two young people, and it's just like, and it's just like I was also a mother, so it makes more sense even more why she's like, I have to help them out. Use my
Exactly.
last thing of rice.
Yeah.
Use it as goo. Ugh, fine, whatever.
Use it
Figure
as
it out.
goo.
Yeah, no, the rice goo.
Yeah, like the first thing she asked, like, oh, is she nursing? Like, is she able to nurse a baby? I thought maybe she'd be like, oh, well, I had kids, so I'm like lactating,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I could. That's not what it becomes, but I was like, oh, okay, but it just shows her concern for the baby, which I liked.
yeah. No, sure. And she put us on
And
to some rice goo stuff I didn't even
rice
know
goo,
about.
yeah, hell yeah. It was rough, man. And post World War II, like,
Oh, for sure.
oh my god, like that's why, like, when he comes home and like you just see the state of everything, like when you have guys like Shiro that are like, oh, if only the war lasted a little longer. Like, war is terrible for
Yeah,
everybody,
I
man.
know.
Like people
Where's
that
he
are,
living
yes,
that he
like
would
come
have
on,
that
dude.
perspective?
Oh my god, worse is horrible, man. Like, oh, terrible. Tachibana, the plane mechanic, he he calls out Shikishima at the start for not giving his life as a kamikaze, blames him for not shooting at Godzilla at the start, and then by the end has this whole redeeming arc where, like, it's funny the way he like connects with him. Like, he sends out these letters saying it was his fault for the
Mhm.
thing, so he gets him pissed off so that he can. The fact that he knocks him out, ties him up, and
Oh
everything. I'm
my
like, what was he gonna
gosh.
do to him if he didn't
I know. Oh
admit?
my gosh.
but but then he comes full circle, right? He installs the ejection seat and says, no, I want you to live. Works on the plane and everything. I will say the ejection seat, I saw that coming. I did that
Mm.
that like twist didn't really work for me. Like, as soon as we see him like tinkering on the inside of the cockpit, and then when he says when they have this great moment, actually, when Shikishima shows him, I still have all the pictures of these guys. Like, I care about
Yeah.
these guys. And Akiko, like, I have to. I know I don't want to die, but I have to do it to preserve Akiko's future. So for Tachibana, he's like, okay, no, this is a change, man. Like, now I think he's earned what I'm doing for him. And then he's like, okay, one more thing. And then the movie doesn't show us it, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's got an ejection seat.
Yeah. Which part of me wishes they didn't. What I thought it was gonna
Damn.
be, it was what? No, no, not give them an ejection seat. show us that one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Where then
I was like, damn, man. Like, I wish he didn't get an ejection seat. Kill him. What the hell, bro?
No, just them not show that part. And I also think another layer that could have, which I still think it was great. Another thing that could have been even better too is if he just lied to him, just be like, yeah, just pull this, and then he wouldn't know. He's like, because I want you to live. Like even if you have a second thought, just pull this, and you may think you're doing it, and then you close your eyes, but then you actually get like pulled out, and he'd be like, no, live.
You're right. I think that would have been a little bit better if because he went in like knowing that he has the ejection seat, whereas like if he goes in, like you're right, he's like he looks at the picture of Noriko and Akiko one more time, and he like closes his eyes, like, no, I'm accepting this, pulls the thing, and then he wait, what? I'm alive? Like, yeah, you're right. That I would have liked that.
But and I do think that because part of me was wondering, I'm like, what was the thing that changed for him that made him even want to add that in? Because you would have think maybe it's like, oh, like he actually kept the pictures, and then he opens up the picture that like the of like his family, basically, that like was the kid's name again? How do you pronounce the kid's name again? Akiko Drew. So then you'd be like, oh damn, this guy actually has a family. Maybe I should help him out. Like I was thinking maybe you see that earlier, and then he's like, okay, maybe I will help this guy. But I wonder what was the thing that made him like, you know what, let me let this guy live.
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess he just, I mean, after seeing all the death on the island, maybe he's just like, death is horrible. Yeah. And, you know, like, because he's not really a bad character. Yeah, he's mad at him, but he's mad at him because everybody died. Like, he didn't want everybody to die. So he's like, okay, no, I'm mad at you, but like, one, I had some time to kind of process this a little bit and maybe understand that, like, maybe you wouldn't have actually killed Godzilla. Like, even if you did shoot him, it wouldn't have done anything. And regardless, what's done is done. So is it like, if I can save your life, should I? You know what I mean? Like, he's still a good character. Maybe he's like, okay, let me install the seat. If I don't see any pictures or he's still an ass, I just won't tell him. You know what I mean?
That's part of me was thinking too. I was like, was that what put over that? He's like, okay, he kept the pictures. All right, one more thing.
Maybe.
Just messed up to think, but we'll never know.
That is, that was my last character on the list. So
that's what I want to talk about. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But
so I'd have one final point, and it's just about the title. Do you know what the title refers to?
Oh no, I actually don't know what it is. I never actually looked it up. What is the?
Yeah, I was wondering it. So it refers to Japan being brought to zero after World War II. You know, just being devastated, and then now in the movie suffering Godzilla immediately right after that, bring it down into the negatives. So it's basically like Japan is now in the like we just went through World War II. We're at rock bottom. Now we got to go through Godzilla. We're in the negatives, minus one.
Okay, and I guess zero is supposed to be like, oh, we're back at
we're back because they as they think they killed Godzilla, so now they're back to zero,
to square one, or I guess not square one, square zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's interesting. I didn't know that. That makes so much sense. It's so simple, but I don't know why I even like questioned it. I was just like, okay, but that's good.
It does make sense. I literally had no idea. I was like, Godzilla -1. Wasn't sure. I thought it was kind of just like because like I said, I thought this was a sequel. Yeah, so I thought I was like, I was like, okay, this is just like a cute sequel thing. Instead of Godzilla 2, they're making it Godzilla -1. But I was wrong.
I thought, if anything, I feel like it would have made sense for it to be a prequel. If it's -1, but no, I still see your point though. That's a good point, but that's cool. I didn't realize that's what it was, but that's a good point.
Didn't know that. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it. I think it's time.
Time for the Filmmies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Filmmies. This is our award show we do at the end of the episode. We got 6 awards that we're going to jump right into, with the fit check being the first one. Best or worst fit of the movie. Dion, where'd you go with this? Who gets your fit check?
I gave it to Noriko.
Is the dress?
And it's the dress.
Okay,
it's when she tells him Yeah, I got a desk job. You know, she got the green vest, the belt, the white collar, and the white cuffs, the 3 buttons. And I think this setup too is like sometimes you get those in the movies where like the outfit in itself is like a big moment where he's just like he walks in and you don't even see he's like, "What are you wearing?" And it's just like, "Oh snap! Is this supposed to be
Thought
a
she was
crazy
naked or
fit?"
something.
Yeah, well, not necessarily that, but I don't know. I'm like, damn, what are we about to see? And then she just like she stands up. She's feeling nice. She kind of looks
Yeah,
down. She looks just
yeah.
like, okay. I was like, all right, okay. But it's just like a big part of the movie because it's like now we're establishing like there's about to be a shift,
Hmm.
and it's literally surrounded around the fit. So I was like, I gotta.
Yeah.
It's I gave the award to her for that.
And not only that, it also sets up why she's in Ginza when
Yeah.
Godzilla gets there. So like it makes sense for her. She got the job in Ginza, right? So it's a little thing that ties back to that. It's a little bit of character development for Noriko, and it's just a nice little moment. Like you say, she
Yeah.
gets to dress up a little bit. She's like feeling cute, you know. I got a little dress on, and yeah, it's a. I definitely thought about it. It's not my fit check.
Okay.
To me, there was another one that I liked. I gave it to Shiro,
Mm.
our young guy, and it's at the dinner at Shikshima's house. I don't know if you really remember it, but he's got like a yellow shirt on with a red jacket on top with gray pants, and when he's kind of like, you know, they're kind of making fun of him, like, "Oh, you didn't marry the girl," mwah, 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 mwah. And it's just clean fit. There's not really anything. It's
No.
not part of the story like yours. It's just clean fit.
No, I that was my runner up. So I
Mm.
100% know the fit you're talking about. I was balancing that, but then I was as I rewatched that scene, I was like, you know what? Like this is a big part of the movie. I'm
Those are
gonna
the
give some
two.
love to it. Yeah, those are the two. You could even argue there's some fits like just some dope jackets. People, let's have some dope bomber jackets. There was the little
Mm.
stuff under between, but those two are definitely more stylish.
Yeah.
So that's a great
I
fit.
wonder if you could have even given it to Godzilla, man. Just the blue scales and everything.
That is true.
I
That
didn't even
is
think of
true.
that till right now.
Is it a fit?
I
No,
mean,
that's
I
that's
mean,
not,
I
he's
guess
technically
physical
naked, I
appearance.
guess, if you really want to go and get
Maybe
into
it
it.
is a fit. You don't know. You're acting like the doctor here. Like you know all this.
Yeah.
You know everything about Godzilla. You don't know nothing, dude.
That
Maybe
is
it is an
true.
outfit.
Yeah, we don't know the under like yeah, that's the whole part of Godzilla we don't see. When he's underwater, he's putting on his fit, he's putting on the
Exactly.
scales and everything.
Yeah.
He could just be smooth for all we know. That everything that's just a
Yeah.
fit he put. That is a good point. Yeah, you're right. I'm acting like the doctor.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know.
That's true.
All right. Next, we got our Ferris Bueller award. A lot of Ferris Bueller in this episode. Funny enough.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The Ferris Bueller Lazy Award, something that someone did in the movie that we consider lazy. Who gets your Ferris Bueller?
I end up giving it to Shiro.
Okay.
And it's when they tell him he can't go on the mission and like he's begging them. He's like, no, 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 take me. No, no, no. But like my thing is like he just stopped walking. Like no one held him back or anything. Like he could have just kept walking with them. So, like nobody was holding him back. Like part of me was like, did he low key just not want to go? He's like, no, you can't do. It's not like one of those things where it's like, no, you can't do this. Just like,
Right.
no, you can't do this. He stopped walking.
Yeah.
He didn't put that much of a fight.
Oh, that's so funny, dude. It's like in a basketball game, you know, like things start getting a little rowdy and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna mess this guy up. And you're standing there until someone comes to hold you back.
Yeah.
And then you start fighting like you're going forward. It's like you could have gone and fight this guy. You waited for someone to hold you back. This guy just stopped. That's hilarious.
That just stood out to me when I was just like, he's just screaming. I'm like, dude, nobody's holding you back. They just kept walking and you stopped walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I was like,
That's amazing. That's a great pick. That's hilarious.
thank you. What about you? Where'd you go?
Mine, I gave it to member of the military. He's not a named
Okay.
character, and it's at the island at the start. So they hear all these roars from the ocean, right? So they all come outside. They're like, "What is that?" And then Tachibana, the mechanic who's leading the charge there, he yells at the guy like, "Light up the beach," and he says, "Okay," and he lights up the beach. I'm like, why did you wait for an order to light up the beach, bro? As soon as you hear a roar, turn the freaking light on, bro. Like, what are you waiting for? I was like, someone had to tell you to do this. This is your job. You're at the light post. Do your job.
That's a good point.
Come
That's
on,
a
bro.
very good point. Yeah, I can't imagine that dude has a name because that's such a small part. But that is that's a great point. I
As
actually
soon as I
forgot
hear
that someone had to
you're at
tell him.
war. You're at
Yeah,
war right now. You hear motion in the ocean, turn the freaking light on.
no, 100%. Yeah, that's literally your only job
Yeah.
in this moment, and it's just like, hey, turn on the lights.
Can you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so. Yeah, no, it's a good that's a good pick.
Hey, we,
That totally went over my head too. I was like, yeah, that see someone had to tell. Yeah, good. It's a good
that's
pick.
what this award is for tiny little nitpicks like that.
Yeah.
Your point with Shiro went way over my head. I'm like, why are you not like you're just standing there in the street? You're right. You just keep going. Oh, so good. Good picks. Two good lazy awards. Next we got our Peyton Pritchard Award. This is our 6th man, someone with a small role in the movie that did the most with that small opportunity. Who gets your 6th man?
Mine goes to Akira Ifukabo. I don't know if I said that right, but it's the composer of the OG theme. Well, it's actually not the OG. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple themes. He did. I think he did them. Yeah, play it. Let's go. Let's give the OG theme.
Tough.
Technically, this isn't the OG theme. That's why I put because the OG movie came out in 1954. And that's the 1960. So they didn't actually have that theme until 10 years later. I think I might have been like at least like one movie in between that, maybe 2 movies in between. I don't have them all in front of me. But once that one came in, everyone's like, okay, we're rocking with this one. The first theme is actually a song that they play the first time. I think when he's in when Godzilla comes to Ginzo, and the end credits music for the song that plays during the end credits is the original theme too. So they managed to slip both of them in there in the movie. So I gave him a 6 man because his themes are still getting used all these years later. They're like, oh, we definitely gotta add some love. I almost kind of gave it to the composer of this movie because he did the nod of pulling him. But I was like, you know what? Let me just also give it to the OG guy because he created these. And they're iconic enough that they're like, yeah, we got to pull that back into this version that's like literally like 70 years later. So
yeah, it's a great pick. I mean, if you make an iconic theme, that's freaking hard to do, man. So like, giving a shout out to that, it's a great pick. It's a great pick. It's not mine, but it's a great pick.
Fair. That's fair.
I gave mine. I gave mine to the radio play-by-play guy when Godzilla attacks Ginza.
Yeah.
You remember this guy?
Yeah, that was my backup.
Dude, oh my God. He's freaking phenomenal. So I went back and I timed how long he's talking for. So he has 40 seconds uninterrupted of nonstop talking with Godzilla right in front of him. He's the Nippon Theater, beloved icon of the people, is crumbling before our very eyes. Godzilla is walking right next to me, his enormous face right in front of mine. Like, you are almost certainly about to die. And you did not give up the script. You did not give up your job. No, I'm on the radio. I got to tell the people what's going on. I'm about to die, but 40 seconds nonstop. That's his only time that he's on screen, and he never stops talking. And you were committed to the gig, and he's getting my 6 man award for it.
That was literally my back. I was literally balancing between the two because I was like, that was absolutely phenomenal. This guy is so dedicated to his job. And they, like you said, they're like, here's your moment. Because that could have been like a 2-second thing. Just show the reporter and then go back to our main characters or whatever. But they're like, now let this guy get his whole thing out to his death, basically. Because I assume those guys died.
Oh, they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you say you could have been a small 2-second thing. It could have not even existed. You don't need a radio guy in there explaining what's happening. We're seeing what's happening. That doesn't need to be in there at all. But they're like, nah, get in there and cook. That's a great
pick. Because I was literally balancing the two out because that guy was phenomenal in that short. Good. He's literally right in front of me. I'm like, dog, you're gonna die. What are you doing?
Yeah, you know what I thought? I was like, because Godzilla's right beside him. I was like, dude, shut the hell up. Maybe he won't hear you and he won't
Yeah.
notice you and he'll walk right by you, but you're screaming into this microphone. And I thought Godzilla was going to look at him and like kill him. I think he just like, he probably would have died anyways, but like
Yeah.
all the other people that like the guy holding the box and the people taking pictures, like if I was them, I'd be yelling at this dude to shut the hell up. Like,
Oh yeah.
let's
No,
try and sneak
100%.
away from this thing. Why are you screaming right now?
But they were pot committed too, because I looked back and I was like, "Okay, this guy's committed." I rewind it and looked back and I was like, "Are those guys? Those guys are just locked in too. They're just like this.
Yeah.
They're not like, what are we doing here?" They're like, "No, they're just in it." Mike's. I'm like, "Wow, these guys are locked in, man."
Oh man, yeah, the whole news crew, man, they're on the ball, man.
Oh my gosh, man! Everybody needs a crew like that.
Seriously. They will die for the content.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Hey, if Godzilla starts coming to my house, the podcast is done. I'm leaving. I'm not
100%,
dying for
yeah.
it.
No,
I'm
I
not
don't
like
think
as committed as them.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
All right, next we have our favorite quote. What was your favorite quote?
Mine goes to Kyoshi,
Hmm.
and it's when Shinji confronts him for not marrying Nokiro, and
Mhm.
we was what we talked about it, where he's just like, why didn't you marry her, like grabbing her by the chest, and he's like, my war isn't over yet. But I thought that was like, oh, that's a tough line.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time that was said in there. I think that was because like that gets said. I think it's such a called gets mentioned another time where like, oh, the war isn't over yet. Like people saying that, but like him saying like my war isn't over yet, and then it just became like this moment where he's like, okay,
Yeah.
He's like, I accept that
Yeah.
answer. But
Yeah,
that's a tough line.
It is a tough line. It's pretty dramatic. Like this movie is not really trying to be super realistic. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
freaking Godzilla movie, so like you know, it's just not. But it leans into that, and like moments like that are just so great. And like we've seen this dude go through hell like 4 times. You know,
Yeah.
he on the island, and then on the boat, and then in Ginza, and
Yeah.
then in the plane at the end. Like this dude is going through it. So like, yes, it's a cinematic line, but totally earned. So
Yeah.
a good
Which
pick.
also is like a little cute button at the end too, because when she looks at him and she's like, is your war over yet? I was like, part of me was like, wait, did he ever say those words to her? Like what? She's like, no, I was watching that scene. I was still alive. I was just in the distance. I was like, okay, I'm gonna say that at the end when I see him next. Like,
No, I think
when did-
I think he said that in the scene when like they open up to each other, when he's like,
but he doesn't though.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Maybe it's just the idea, or it's just supposed to be like, I'm still at, like, I don't know. I'm still at, he doesn't say those specific words. That's why I think it's a little cute.
Oh, I thought he did, to be honest.
He doesn't.
Oh.
Which is
Okay.
fine. Like I don't think it doesn't ruin it for me or anything like that. I just think it's cute where it's just like, oh, he doesn't actually say that to her. He's like, yeah, I'm still at war. I think it just works in the context of like, yeah, I'm still battling, but he doesn't specifically use those words. So I just
Okay.
like it's kind of cute callback. It's a cute
Yeah.
callback, but those words were never said. Maybe they're said off
Yeah.
screen. I don't know.
Well, you're shitting on my quote because that is my quote, man. When she said, "Is your war finally over?" at
Oh.
the end, that's literally my quote. So it's so
No,
funny
I'm
that
not
you're
even
talking
shitting
about
on it. I'm saying it's a nice button up.
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
just like thinking, I'm like, was this said earlier? I don't know, but
True.
go. That's
Maybe
a good
someone
quote.
else. Maybe it was Sheiji, like the ship captain, you know, because we know how much he cares. Maybe he told her like, "Don't worry, like he loves you. He's just doing it because his war's not over." And she's like, "Ah, okay."
Mm,
Maybe that's how I'll justify it. That's what happened.
okay.
But yeah, so we talked about how like the fact that she was alive at first, we were like, "What the plot armor? Like this is kind of crazy." I
Yeah.
didn't love that as much, but I feel like the setup of it with your line, and it's so earned because we see him go through hell so much, and I just like their relationship is so great, and I
Mm,
care about it so much, so that her even going through all this stuff with him, he won't marry her. She doesn't know why. She's taking care of this kid. She saves him from a nuclear explosion.
yeah.
And he's as soon as he's there, she's like, "No, is your war over? I'm worried about you in this moment. Like you just came back from death and you're worried about Shikishima right now. Like, is your war finally over? Like maybe that's her asking, like, can we get married now? Like, is your war over?
Yeah.
But like I just thought it was super earned, and like you said, cute button at the end. I liked it.
And it's just a great moment too, because like as we had our, we said that we had our mixed emotions of like didn't love it, but at the same time you were happy to see it. You're like, oh my god, yeah, the family's back together.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
Akiko
good. I
has.
want,
I think that's the thing. It's because she Akiko. That's her mom, right?
yeah,
As she knows it, like you say, we have the drawing of it. So she's asking like, "Where's mommy at?" So it's more for that. I mean, I
yeah,
care about the Shikishima relationship a lot too, but it's also like, oh, Kiko has her mom.
yeah. And like I think it's one of those things too where it's like if they didn't have the kid together, which obviously changes the whole movie, and like
Hmm.
would they like that was the mainly their only reason to even be together. So like, could you go without it and be like, then he's just like a single guy, and then but yeah, but that changes the whole movie. So like you,
Yeah,
there's suddenly you're going on a whole different path. But that's a great quote. I like your quote.
both of them, all like almost like a certified quote. It's like a
Yeah,
certified
almost.
part. Yeah, that's. I don't know if they've ever done that. Like you teed up the setup and I dunked the payoff. Holy alley oop!
Yeah,
Nice work.
mine's the statement, and yours is the question.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
perfect bouncing off each other. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Next we have best scene. What was your favorite scene?
And this is why I know my best scene is literally him telling the truth. That's how I know.
Okay.
That's how I knew that he didn't say it in that scene. I was
Yeah.
always want to like stooge myself on and be like, no, dude, that's literally my scene. I know he didn't say
Yeah.
it.
Don't G check me right now. I know. All right.
Yeah. Like I know he didn't say it because it's my favorite scene. Because I think the beauty of that scene was the struggle in it. And the
Mm.
struggle starts early because like he can't even look at her. He like you see it starts off with his mouth where he's just like I'm someone, and he's just like his
Yeah.
mouth's
Yeah. Yeah.
moving, he's like he's grabbing his face, he's just like, and he's just not looking at her, he's like I can't even look at you and I can barely even say it, like this is so hard to say. And like as he continues to tell, like he's telling it and then he walks past her to grab it, and then when he's showing the pictures, like he's like off to the side, like these guys, like you look at the pictures, I can't. There was just so much struggle in him telling it, and him just being like, I'm haunted by these guys, like I hear them in my dreams. And it's just like such like a big moment of him finally like it's cathartic because he's like, I finally get to get this off my chest, like I can't share this to anybody. And I think it's just such a great scene to that, and her like consoling him and being like, it's not your fault, like no, like you should live, like it's just,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, it's great. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You're totally right. I mean, because it encompasses so many parts of the movie that we're emotionally attached to. So when they all come together, it just like compounds on itself, and the emotion just goes through the roof. Like we just care so much about their relationship with each other. We saw him go through this moment at the start on the island, so we know how it's affecting him and the way it's pouring out of him. And like you say, the way it's delivered, that he's struggling through it, like it's so hard to even say these words. Like one, it's the moment of going in onto the island and like you say, seeing this horrifying thing in his dreams, and two, the embarrassment of being a failed kamikaze pilot, right? Because in this culture of honor, you know what I mean, like he comes back and like people are making fun of him for it, and he now has to admit this to his pseudo wife, that he's living with and taking care of this kid with and has this bond with. It's so hard for him to get it out. And then it's so great with her as well, because we then learn more about her. This is when she tells the story about my parents forced me, or ordered me to live, so this is why I'm going through it and why this is so important to me that you live. And like there's just so much emotion, such great performances. Amazing scene, which is why
Mm.
it is also my favorite scene.
Yeah, there we go. I figured. I was like, as you were going, I was like, oh, this is definitely, that's definitely his. He's got a lot to say about this. It definitely is. Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna go as far as say that you can't. There's no other scene that could top this as like a best scene,
Mm.
because you could just like a scene for a different moment. Like you could literally be like, yo, the first time we saw that blast from Godzilla, I wouldn't even be mad if anyone said that was their favorite scene,
Dude, I
because that
thought
was
about the
actually
opening scene. As
yeah,
soon as
no,
the
that's
opening
true.
scene happened, I was like, this might be my best scene. Obviously, let me watch the whole rest of the movie before I make any.
Yeah, just turn it off.
But I was like, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
so but that scene, like it's very important. You could tell like there was a lot of rehearsal that went into that, a lot of thought that went into the writing of that. Like it's a heavy scene. It's a
Yeah,
freaking it's a doozy.
powerhouse of a scene. It's great. It's great.
Fantastic
Certified.
stuff. Certified best scene. Finally, we have our MVP. Who's your MVP?
My MVP goes to Takashi Yakazaki, who's the director slash writer. Sorry if I butchered your name, sir, but
Yeah,
you
Yamazaki, I think is what Kenji
Yamazaki. Yeah,
Yamazaki.
Takashi Yamazaki.
Yamazaki, yeah.
And I mean, the Takashi part's easy just because we've heard that in
Six
Western
nine.
culture that name was that name was popularized. But yeah, no, I mean, we've been talking up the movie, like he wrote it and directed it, so like it's sometimes just it could just be an easy
Yeah.
layup like that when he brought so much of that added character development to the that I think we love so much about it. And again, there's nothing wrong with just like a fun. Now I just got to go watch those other Godzilla movies because I'm just using them in comparison. They're probably awesome because they've made like 5 at this point. People are going to see them and
You're
they're
right.
enjoying them, so they're
Yeah.
great popcorn flick. Probably just being in that mindset, not trying to compare it to this. But this movie does such a great job of having that balancing act of like this is still going to be an awesome Godzilla movie. Like you're going to love Godzilla and you're going to see some cool stuff, but also you're going to really care about these characters. And that's actually going to be more of the driving factor. And Godzilla
Mhm.
is going to just kind of be more of that thing that's happening. But these characters you're actually really going to care about and you want to see what's going to happen with them versus just like it's Godzilla versus humans, which usually is just like humans need to stop Godzilla, Godzilla needs to destroy. Like on the
Yeah.
most basic level. But this movie's way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I expected coming in, like we talked about. And like God's you're right, we still get those moments of Godzilla. You're still gonna have some great action. He's still gonna look menacing. He's still gonna destroy cities. But you're gonna get so much more. Like you could have it's a great movie with Godzilla in it. Is how I describe it. Like even without him, if you, I guess I can't say it would work without him. You still need him, but you could almost just expositionally say that like things got destroyed, like the city got destroyed, or have it just be an atomic bomb that got dropped, like, and you could still have all the same stuff. I like the fighting in the water you can't really do without him, but like
Mhm.
all the emotion and the character depth is so great without him. It's a fantastic movie. Great pick.
I think thank you. I think on there's obviously a lot of things you gotta cut out and like change. But I think just the premise of this movie could be an interesting drama. Like a
Hmm.
disgraced kamikaze pilot. And like
Yeah.
some of the characters don't work because they're centered around like the whole Godzilla thing. But if you're just like, this is what post World War II Japan was like, and here's a guy that was a kamikaze pilot that's struggling, and like you could that itself could be like an interesting drama where like, okay, that's an interesting perspective I haven't seen. And then he meets this girl and stuff like that, and he's like still feels ashamed because he didn't do what he had to do in the war. Like forget like the Godzilla thing. Like you almost show the part of him like about to do his kamikaze thing and then he flies away and then like that like just becomes it's like that's I think that's why it's interesting because these dynamics could be its own story. And then he's like, well, what if we added a monster in it? Like
Hmm.
what if we put Godzilla in it and now it becomes like it's a more elevated thing where it becomes more of an IP thing because now people just hear Godzilla versus like a
True.
drama about a kamikaze pilot, which probably gets some Oscar love, but not as much love from a general audience.
Yeah. Yeah. True. My MVP is Takashi Yamazaki. I mean, like you said, we just love the movie so much. Writer, director, kind of a cheat code in cases like
Yeah.
that. But like to me, like the writing is so freaking good, man. Amazing writing. The
Yeah.
deep characters. There's no wasted scenes. Not
No.
a single one. Every scene is either revealing character, pushing the plot forward, or both, or is also eye candy action with Godzilla fighting giant warships. Like it's got it all, but it's so tightly written. He puts this guy through hell with everyone around him going through their own stuff too. Like it's not just this guy. Like everybody around them has their own things that they're going through. So well written. And the direction, I think, we talked about like it has a dramatic feel to it, but I think it really works. And especially in our favorite scene where like you said, you it's so clear that he's struggling so much to get these words out, and he doesn't say that he's struggling to get it out. We just get that from the acting, which is, the director obviously is kind of telling him how he wants him to do this thing. So like that is revealing character just through performance. So like the direction was great, the writing was phenomenal, just 10 out of 10 stuff. He cooked.
Yeah, no, he was great. I'm very excited, and I think that's why we're so excited to see the second one too, because he's attached to the project. It's not one of these things where it's just like that movie made a bunch of money, and he's like, "I'm not really interested in making a sequel." And like, "All right, well, we own the IP, so we're just gonna throw another person on here." Then I'd
Hmm.
suddenly feel like I don't know, but the fact that he's coming back, I was like, "Well, he's got more to cook. I want to see what else he's
Oh
got to
yeah,
cook."
I will be there opening night,
I'll be
Takashi.
there.
Oh my
I mean, I
god.
assume that we're gonna get distribution because initially it happened in
Oh, we
Japan, and
must.
because it was so big, it came to us later. So I assume, but because it did so well here, also they're probably like, okay, and it won an Oscar, so they're like,
Yeah.
okay, Americans, or not even just Americans, but the Western culture is interested in this version, not just the American version.
Yeah.
So
Well, we freaking better get distribution. I want to see this.
yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah.
I'm gassed. I'm excited for it.
Well, there
But
it is, man. Double
there it
certified.
is, double certified. I was worried at first. We went through four and we didn't get it. We only got them at the end. It was scene and MVP. Everything else we were.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like, oh,
right.
we
I mean,
we
we
had a streak
almost
of
got,
threes, wasn't it? Wasn't it
yeah, it
threes?
was, we were getting threes, but I
That's
mean,
all right.
we almost got the six man. Like you said, you thought about giving it to the radio guy.
That
Quote
is
was
true.
like
Pretty
pseudo
close.
certified. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Our goal was pretty close. That is true. But that being said, if you want to be part of the conversation, you can follow us on social media. We're on IG, we're on TikTok, we're on Reddit at the Film Room Pod. As far as platforms that we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're at YouTube at the Film Room Podcast. Uh, we got both the polls, the stories, as we're talking about the voting for the March Madness and other things. That's Instagram mostly. We reply to comments and DMs if we see them. We try to, at least the positive ones too. We're okay with constructive criticism and stuff like that, but for the most part, we
Sure.
like to. If you want to reach out, it might take us time, but we will respond as long as we see it. If you want to support the show, we appreciate any like 5-star ratings. How many? I'd say five Sonic Blasts,
Five Sonic Blasts,
five Sonic Blasts,
five blue scales.
five blue scales, and any review that we get, we always read them on the pod. We appreciate anyone that's supporting us by giving us the rating, and then also by giving us their kind words or their whatever words they have. We've said some
Unkind
funny
words.
things that,
Yeah.
that they could say to us, and if you ever want to throw anything, I will read on the pod, whether it's funny, serious, or weird. Scott, do you have any final notes or any things you want to say before we?
Shout out to the film family for voting this banger of a movie in the March Madness. And because I hadn't seen it, I hadn't really no interest to see it
Yeah,
because of my expectations for it, which is on me. And now that I have seen it, like now that I've seen this right now, I don't have to wait that long for a sequel. If I watch this when
yeah,
it
I know.
come out, I'd be like, no, I gotta wait like 3 years or something. Like freaking perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you,
it's
film family, for voting for this.
hey, this is the second time the March Madness has put you on to horror movies. Last year it was Train to
True. Train to
Busan,
Busan.
and
Yeah.
this year our horror winners are very Asian. We
Yeah,
went
true.
Korean, then we got Japan. People don't want are interested in watching horror unless it's Korean or Japanese. I don't actually know if there's any Chinese horror films. There
There's
probably
gotta
is.
be. Yeah, there's
There's
gotta
got to
be.
be. I just can't think of it at the top of my head, but maybe that's where the film family's staying.
Yeah,
We're staying
maybe.
in that's the
I
side of
mean,
the
they
world.
haven't missed yet. 2 for 2.
That is true. That is true. There's much more coming too. But I'd say I'm gonna say my little end tag, and I want you to hit the Simon Says thing to close us off. We're gonna end with
Oh,
that. We're gonna end with
all
the
right.
little. I feel like it's a perfect way to end. But remember, in case you forgot, your war is finally over. And peace out.
Peace out.